Episode 12, The Marketplace. Sam was about to open the door to the enormous building when a sobbing woman grabbed his shoulder. Her stare was horrified.
"Please, sir, you have to help me. My husband, he went in there, but hasn't come back out. Please,"
she sobbed shakily. She held an old picture of her younger self and a man, well put together, smiling, and clean. But her stench said she hadn't showered in weeks. "Get off me, lady," Sam said as he shrugged her off. The woman stood watching Sam with a deranged look as he walked inside the marketplace. She kept muttering the words piece by piece under her breath. Sam was met with bright lights illuminating the building, which was covered top to bottom in clean white that bounced the light off every surface. The air was uncomfortably pure, and it smelled sterile. He was guided through a twisting lane of stanchions that ultimately led to a large full-body scanner. "Raise your hands. Stand still," the employee manning the machine said. Their smile spread almost from cheek to cheek and didn't break eye contact with Sam as he raised his arms and waited. The machine scanned over his body, pausing at his missing left arm. The scanning noise almost sounded excited as it hovered over his strong, well-defined arm, then proceeded to scan the rest of his body back to its neutral tone. "Step out," the same employee barked at Sam, who stepped out and watched the screen load momentarily, analyzing the data. His pulse picked up as he waited. Finally, the results were displayed on the screen, showing gold status criteria for all health systems and vitals except his missing left arm, followed by platinum status across the screen. Sam's heart fell through the floor. So much for a flawless diet and hours wasted in the gym. He was in the best shape of his life, winning bodybuilding shows. But it didn't matter. The system deemed him unfit for gold, and the system knows best. The employee with the plastic smile pointed Sam to follow a line on the ground. He followed until he was greeted by another smiling employee sitting at a desk. They also wore a perfect smile and had flawless, perfectly buttery skin. "Scan, please," she said. Sam raised his hand over the machine as she voraciously typed on her computer. "What is the reason you are visiting the marketplace today, Samuel Harrington?" the woman said in her robotic voice. "I need to get a new doctor." "Say, that machine back there said I'm platinum status, but I guess I'm just a little confused. That machine might be off. I mean, I hardly ever get sick," Sam said hesitantly. "And I'm like almost perfect everywhere else." "The system is never wrong. The system makes its judgments on overall health, sir. Unfortunately, our health is sometimes out of our..." She looks at his missing arm. "Control." Her smile was unflinched, and her eyes were wicked. Her eye contact almost started singeing Sam's eyes, and he's not even sure if she's even blinked. "Okay, so what do I need to do to get gold status?" Sam asked. "Platinum status members, please follow the silver line on the ground to your waiting room. You will be assigned a new doctor based on your health points. Thank you for choosing the marketplace, sir," the woman said, looking past Sam at the next person in line, but no one else was there. Sam followed the silver line, still a little unsettled from his last interaction. He noticed a gold line running parallel till the end of the hallway, where it broke off in opposite direction. Someone was about to open the door, and Sam resisted every urge in his body telling him to follow. Instead, he followed the silver line till he couldn't anymore, looking up to finding himself in the waiting room, shocked. People of all types of ailments and demographics were sitting amongst each other, sick and despairing. Not one person there looks happy to be alive. Most weren't even remotely close to looking as healthy as Sam. It was a sight to see, and even more smell, giving Sam a taste of what an above-ground cemetery might smell like. Some people were missing limbs, others were on oxygen, and some were hooked up to mobile IV stands. It was nothing but bald, patchy, or thinning hair as far as the eye can see. He watched as a nurse called each person individually, and they would disappear behind sliding glass doors. Before anyone could notice, Sam slowly stepped out of the waiting room and backed into the hallway towards the gold status member entrance. He followed behind someone who had just entered the waiting room right before the door slammed shut behind him, almost smacking him in the ass. Inside, he found dozens of people who looked rich and way too happy to be at the doctor's office. The waiting room was large and luxurious, and even offering a buffet and drink service. Sam didn't know if he was at a medical office or a luxury suite at the airport. He sat down hesitantly on a leather chair in a seating area where he overheard two other people talking. "I'm about done with this one. It's fine, but I think I just want something new, you know?" the man said as he showed off an arm that looked nothing like the rest of him. It was weak, small, and severely off in skin color. The white arm unmatched to the rest of the man's leathery, dark, rich skin. "Trust me, I know what you mean. No wonder the poor fucker was willing to sell these things. Should have known the deal was too good. I just love the color, though," the woman said, and the two broke into snotty laughter. They looked over at Sam, and the woman scrunched her nose as the man very obviously observed his missing arm. "Looks like you're in the wrong waiting room," the man said. "I'm right where I belong," Sam said, returning his attention to the rest of the room. "I don't think you heard me," went on Joe. "You obviously don't belong here." The man snapped back. Sam could feel everyone's eyes starting to land on him. Sam noticed a security guard walking into the room and somebody nearby pointing at Sam. He stood up from the chair. "Maybe you're right," he said, and then started towards the doors until another security guard entered. He turned around and saw the other guard starting towards him. He quickly walked to the room's opposite side, towards another door he hadn't noticed before. He pushed through the door and was thrown out into a massive warehouse filled with rows of hospital beds full of people. No one moved. Everyone was asleep with masks over their faces, constantly pumping gas, and synchronized heart monitors like they were all hooked up to one giant beating heart. Sam sprinted through the rows of people heading towards a pair of double doors at the back of the warehouse. Security barely made it through the first doorway before Sam was going through the double doors. When he burst through those double doors, he completely froze as he was staring at a group of surgeons standing around an operating table. Most of the surgeons were holding down a familiar-looking man. The man was scrambling and thrashing on the bed, desperately trying to break free of all the limbs pinning him down, or what was left of his limbs. He was missing an arm and a leg on opposite sides, several fingers from his remaining hand, one ear, several toes, and even worse, his eyeballs. A giant screen displayed on the wall above them showed a picture of the man, a cleaner picture, the same one from the homeless lady's picture. Next to his picture was a picture of the man from the waiting room that was complaining about his arm. Written across the top of the screen was the word "match" in a green box. Security kicks the door in and grabs hold of Sam. As they're starting to grapple and drag him away, Sam shoves one of the security guards hard on the ground. After climbing back up to his feet, the guard whips out his baton and rears his arm back to hit Sam. "Wait," the head surgeon says, taking off his mask and walking over to him. "Let him go." Perplexed but compliant, the security guards reluctantly let go of Sam, who stands at the ready. The surgeon examines Sam head to toe, eventually stopping on his arm. "Fascinating. It's so strong and well defined, from what we're compensating. It's in immaculate condition," the surgeon says, but Sam rips his arm away. The surgeon stares at Sam in the eyes for a moment. "What's your status?" the surgeon asks. Sam doesn't say anything. He doesn't know what to say. The surgeon puts his mask back on and turns around and starts walking back towards the head of the operating table. "Must be platinum. Prep the body," the surgeon said. "Sir?" one of the surgeons asks as everybody else looks at each other. "Let's go. He'll do. Prep the body. Get rid of this one. He was tainted anyway, but it's all we had in stock. Damn rich people in this town want a new limb every week," the surgeon barks. Security guards grab a hold of Sam and start dragging him towards the operating table, but not without a fight. Especially after Sam sees one of the surgeons walk over to the man on the table, place a bolt gun on his head, and pull the trigger. After they toss the dead body down what looks like a massive laundry chute, Sam gets strapped down to the table. The head surgeon stands above Sam, looking down. "We thank you for choosing the marketplace," he says, as a mask with flowing gas covers his face, and his vision eventually goes to black.
And that concludes another journey into the dark world of the Terror Tapes. If you enjoyed the terror, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join our growing legion of fear seekers, and together we'll explore the darkest corners of the unknown. Until next time, stay haunted.